Hi, my name is Robert Van Buskirk. I'm a Harvard-educated mathematical physicist who, for the last 7 years, has been working to see how to maximize the benefits of solar technology for low-income Malawians. In this talk, we present how solar pumps distributed to low-income Malawi women's groups can create more than $100 of benefit for every $1 invested. Why is it important for donors like us to try to make sure that every dollar we donate has $100 of beneficial impact? The key issue is, even if we're a large movement of donors, there's only going to be millions of us, and that the people who need to have their standard of living raised around the globe number in the billions. Therefore, if we as a philanthropic movement of people making the world a better place want to really make it more egalitarian, the donations we give can't just be efficient, they need to have a lot of leverage. How do we not only have an efficient poverty reducing impact, but also a highly leveraged poverty reducing impact? Give Directly, a renowned charity, shows us that by efficiently giving money to low-income folks, we can effectively reduce poverty. We propose doing better than Give Directly by not only giving money, but giving low-cost solar-powered machines that can generate a lot more money than they cost. How do we do this? Much of rural Africa and developing countries depends on manual labor, but manual labor has the power of only a 100-watt light bulb. With recent declines in the cost of solar power, a 100-watt solar mechanical machine costs only $100. Yet, a 100-watt solar mechanical machine can produce as much mechanical work output as one manual laborer. One manual laborer produces about $1,000 a year of value, which over 10 years produces a value of $10,000. This implies a $100 solar machine can produce $10,000 of value, which is $100 of value for every $1 invested. We've been working in Africa for many years. We've been working in Malawi for many years, and we think we found a solar mechanical system that does just that. That is solar pumps replacing hand irrigation for rural women in Malawi. Hundreds of thousands of women in Africa irrigate gardens by hand to generate income for the dry season. Income is proportional to crop yield. Crop yield is proportional to area irrigated. Area irrigated is proportional to water supply, and water supply is limited by the labor supply for many of these women who are growing gardens. By sharing the solar pumps, they can be affordable to essentially all low-income African women. When a $100 to $200 solar pumping system is shared by 5 to 10 women, the investment cost per woman is only $20. If we consider that a crop rotation is about 100 days, the value per rotation per woman is going to run at about $200. If solar irrigation doubles the output, then that should be about $200 of new income. If the pump life is greater than 10 rotations, then for each woman participating in a shared pump, she should be able to get $2,000 of value. This means that our solar pumps should reach the impact cost ratio of 100 to 1. Some of our preliminary evidence of impact. Well, first of all, the women who are getting the pumps have very little money. They require very fast payback times. If they're paying $100 per system, that's a pretty good indication that the systems are generating several $100s per year of income. In addition, one of the farmers that rents the pumps full-time reports $1,000 to $2,000 per rotation. He doubles his farmed area with a pump, and he does 2 to 3 rotations per dry season. In addition, whenever we have a pump delivery event, the reception we get from the women at those events is just absolutely incredible. If we want our donations and charity to have maximum impact, it's also important for us to be skeptical and to look at our interventions in a critical scientific way. So while we're expanding our solar pumping work in Malawi, we're keeping in mind all the things that can go wrong. For example, groups may buy pumps and use them only occasionally. Users might save labor but not increase production. Systems might break or fall into disuse, and the increased income by pump users might be offset to some extent by decreased income by non-users. During the course of implementation, it'll be important for us to monitor and measure some of these things to make sure that the programs and the solar pumps have the maximum beneficial impact over the long term. That brings me to my final slide, which explains some of the things that donors and philanthropy can do to help us expand these highly beneficial solar technologies throughout rural Africa. First of all, for impact-oriented philanthropies, it'd be very useful for them to sponsor evaluation studies, which will help us develop methods for improving our work and assuring that we are getting the 100-to-1 benefit-cost ratio that we are shooting for. Second of all, it'd be great to expand our work to countries around the continent and to expand our work even in Malawi. And for that, we need what we might call charity entrepreneurs, who are people who want to create a startup career out of solar leveraged impact and effectively replicate the type of work we're doing in Malawi to many other places. In addition, to make it possible to grow and replicate this work, it'd be very useful to have a results-based finance scheme that rewards such leveraged impact. Such a results-based finance scheme might pay a donation contract where for every dollar of income generated for very low-income Africans, we get a donation of 10 cents. If we can get a pay for performance or pay for impact type of contract, then this type of high impact project could be financially sustainable at large scale. This year, we've distributed 100 solar pumps to women's groups throughout rural Malawi. Next year, we are going to shoot for the distribution of about 1,000 solar pumps to 1,000 women's groups. If charity and philanthropy engages with us on creating this financially sustainable system for delivering such high impact, then in 2024, it could be possible to deliver more than 10,000 solar pumps to 10,000 women's groups throughout Malawi and other countries in Africa. For more information, visit our websites at solarforafrica.org and womenssolar.org. Thank you very much.